Am I
trade.
wrong in saying Jose Ramirez isn't someone I build a team around, even if he wins the
Is
MVP
it?
this year? Yeah, like I
I'm,
think peak Jose Ramirez is one of the best players in the MLB, but like Valley Jose Ramirez is your 9 hitter, if that. Because when he
I
doesn't
under,
show up, he doesn't show up.
I understand that. I'd want him on my team any day of the week.
His last 2 seasons, he had 262 and 219.
Yeah, but he still put up.
Or
Let's
sorry, that
see.
was his first 2 seasons. Never mind. Hold on. 255 and 270. He had 23 homers last year in 129 games. It's
Three
just
point. So
his
his last
OPS was 806 last year.
his last 4 seasons, 6.5, 8, 3.3, 3.4 WARs.
He had the same WAR last year that he did this year in 129 games.
Right. So he wasn't good last year. He was good
No,
this year.
that's what I mean. Just like
He was
his peak,
unreal
his
the day
peak is
before.
unbelievable. His peak is unbelievable, but his valleys are terrible.
He's terrible, but he's got a sweet team friendly contract. So who
Yeah,
gives a fuck?
that's fine. Yep.
Speaking of another Cleveland Indian,
Mm.
Francisco Lindor.
Future Blue Jay,
Absolutely.
Francisco Lindor. I mean,
I just wanted to point this out. Jim Bowden of The Athletic had an article saying Francisco Lindor is going to be traded.
Yeah.
The question is where? And I just wanted to point out some of the packages that, or basically what he says. The Blue Jays could offer the Indians either Kevin Biggio or Lourdes Gurriel Jr. off their major league team, but is 1 year of control of Lindor for either 4 or 5 for Biggio or Gurriel. Would it make it tough for it would make it tough for the Indians to say no? However, most likely the Blue Jays would rather make it a prospect trade. And as long as it didn't include Nate Pearson, Austin Martin, Jordan Groshans, or pitchers like Alex Manoah and Simeon Woods Richardson.
does it hurt you to get rid of?
So when I saw that, I was like, oh, we're not going to include any of our top prospects.
I was gonna say like,
cool. So here's what he says.
I would do that. Yeah.
Perhaps a package surrounded around Orelvis Martinez and Gabriel Moreno, along with Adam Kloffenstein, could get it done. For reference, Martinez is the highest ranked of them, and he's going to be a really good prospect. But for reference, he's the seventh best prospect in the Jays organization. Moreno's the 8th, and Kloffenstein's the 10th. You're telling me I'm trading 7, 8, and 10 for Francisco Lindor. Where do I sign up?
I'm doing that every day of the week. Look, I was not afraid to give away like Groshans and Manoah. Like, if you want to throw both of them in for Francisco Lindor, I'm here for it. I don't want to give up a roster guy. I don't like that. But, like, you give away your top prospects, not Austin Martin. Austin Martin's untouchable for me right now. But you give away anybody else in a heartbeat for Francisco Lindor. The guy's an MVP candidate year after year.
And
no one's off the table.
Is a really good prospect.
Sure.
In 2019 in rookie ball, like obviously, but he's 18 and he was one of the top prospects.
Yeah.
He had 275, 352 on base, and 7 home runs in 40 games.
He's a piece. Don't get me wrong.
I think he's more than a piece, but yes.
He's not the piece in a Lindor trade. He's not the piece. He's a piece.
Marino's a really good catcher too. Like he hit.
Yeah, you don't need catching depth.
How much control
give me those two and Groshans, and I think that's the deal.
He had 7 years basically, or 6 or 7 years, depending on service time manipulation. If you could do, I would give up that for if it was even a 1 year rental. I'd do that.
Which?
I'd do the deal.
But that's the thing. Is there any potential to bring this guy back long term, or are we looking at something as a rental?
I think so.
Nobody really knows.
If they traded one of Biggio or Lourdes and Lindor signed a long-term deal, I'd sign up for that every day of the week. I don't give a fuck.
It's just the uncertainty of the fact that he might not come back.
No, but yeah,
it scares me a little bit. If it's a sign and trade, by all means.
But honestly, Lourdes only has 3 years left on his deal, so like,
I heard Lourdes and Kevin, and I'm way out on that.
No. One of.
No, yeah, but I've heard, like, I forget where I heard it from, but someone said Lourdes and Kevin, and then a prospect. I'm like, I'm not here for that. Like you can he obviously replaces one guy
Mhm.
without hesitation. Now you're talking about 2 guys and a prospect. I'm not here for
Sportsnet's off their rocker a little bit.
that. Sportsnet's been off their rocker for a bit.
So they're trying to basically copy the Mookie Betts trade, and they're saying playing the role of Mookie Betts or playing the role of Alex Verdugo would be Lourdes. Lourdes is more proven than Verdugo ever
Did
was.
Verdugo he didn't have a season.
No,
Didn't have half a season.
nope. Playing the role of Jeter Downs, who was a good prospect, but he wasn't. He was like a mid-level prospect. He's now a good prospect. Would be Jordan Groshans. Okay,
I
and
guess.
then one of their former top prospects would include, or one of their former international signings, a big level one. Raquelvin De Castro would play the role as the third piece, and I'd just be like, that's too much. It is. I just disagree with that.
Again, with the potential of it only being a 1-year rental for the guy, that's steep.
Yeah, no, I agree.